What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over the weekly energies for all signs, Aries through Pisces, for the week of July the 6th through 12th, 2026. Now, for those of you that don't know, hi, my name is Sierra, and I do weekly tarot readings such as this one, as well as collective moon readings and monthly tarot readings. Speaking of weeklies, I'm going to take a break next week because it's a special week for me, and I'll be posting back regularly the week after next. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this reading. I already pre-shuffled the cards, so we can go ahead and start on the sign of Aries. All right. Aries, what's coming up for you this week? You're going to be celebrating something. It does seem as though you're going to be coming back together to something, or you're waiting, like you're impatient to reconnect with something or somebody. What's coming up for Aries this week? Possibly with another person, because you got the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. Let's see. Why the Three of Cups? Yeah. For some of you, I get that you want to be able to provide or give to something or invest in something again. After a period of uncertainty or after a period of contemplation. Now, for some of you, if it's career, it seems as though some of you guys may be feeling inclined to I don't know, join a company. Some of you guys may be feeling like you're ready to join a company, ready to get your pay raise or something like that. So some of you guys may be having career advancements or some sort of job offer. That's for some of you, not all of you, because it just seems as though like you've been waiting on something to just come together, or for someone to extend something to you, or you've been waiting to extend something to somebody here. Bottom Page of Swords reverse. Six of Wands. Yeah, recognition. Like someone's like gonna, I don't know if you're gonna be receiving more recognition or communication after a period of time or a period of like silence here. But I do get that you're going to receive some sort of communication or some sort of how can I put this? Some sort of like admiration in some way. That's there. Communicate. Like, I get there's no other choice but to communicate or say something here. So one more card for Aries this week. Okay. So I can read it one or two ways, Aries. For some of you, if this is in regards to career, it seems as though someone's, after a period of waiting or after a period of something like stalling, you may get some, like you may have a company or like a job or something be able to like show that it's progressing forward, or something that is like moving forward in some way, shape, or form. Now, for some of you, if this is a relationship, it seems as though after a period of I guess disconnect or a break between you and this individual, it seemed as though someone felt like disappointed or like wanted to come back around, either you or someone else, because it's just like, you don't know what you have until it's gone type of energy. It's just something here where someone was like disillusioned, or someone like felt stuck in disappointment after whatever this is ended in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, this is after a disconnect, and someone wants to get back in control, or someone wants to get back ahead on something here. Is there? Yeah, like someone wants to reconnect with you, whether it's romantically or it can be career-wise. I'm getting like one or the other, because someone feels impatient, or someone feels like left out in the cold, or someone felt like, they missed you, or you missed them, or both. But ultimately, Aries, whatever this is, if it's a job opportunity coming your way, congratulations. Especially if this is something that you've been anticipating. Some of you guys may get sudden recognition, like someone finally break the ice, like, man, I miss you, like come over here and let's like talk it out, let's like get it together. After a period of disappointment, or after a period of like betrayals or something here that gets resolved, or something that's coming together for you this week. So that's what I get for you this week, Aries. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Taurus, coming up for you this week. You're going to be resting after some sort of heartbreak, or some sort of I guess sneakiness as well. Like someone probably was doing some crazy shit behind your back. And it's like you're trying to recover from that heartbreak, or recovering from the disappointments, or some sort of, how can I put this? Some sort of deceptive behavior. It's like you're recovering from someone's deceptive behavior, or something that felt as though you was the rug was swept from under you in some way, shape, or form here. Why the Four of Swords? Yeah, you're going to be taking a break. Like, you're not going to really be out like, you're not going to be putting your energy outwardly at this time. I think you're going to be more so putting your energy back into yourself and recovering from some sort of heartbreak or some sort of disappointment that you had. I just think that you're going to be more so reserved. Also, I also think if you're recovering from something, you're going to be putting your head down and more so working. Like, you're not going to be collaborating with anybody, or you're not going to be like, you know, trying to really put yourself out there. I just get that you're going to be a little bit more reserved this week, or just in general whenever you come across this. Why for your swords reverse? Ten of Wands. Yeah, it seems as though like you're ready to drop a burden or get something off your plate because something was literally weighing heavy on you, or something really left you feeling left out in the cold in some way, shape, or form. And it seems as though you're really just ready to get those burdens off of you and just like recover. Like you finally get a break to breathe, or get a break to, like, you know, move forward. One more card for Taurus this week. Yeah, you felt cheated in a relationship or in a connection. It does not always have to be romantic. I can also take it as like you feeling as though someone fucked you over in some way, shape, or form, or someone, like, you know, dropped the ball in some way, and you felt cheated and you felt like, you know, things just was not fair. And now it's like you're in, like, now that the dust settled in some way, shape, or form, it's like, okay, like I need to like process whatever happened. I need to allow myself to just feel through this, or like, you know, get it out your system in terms of like taking a break and just like, you know, recovering. Like, no one gets your energy except for you this week. Like, it's just more so you. A lot of Lovers, like someone, yeah. And I also get that you're not going to close yourself off to the idea of love, or close yourself off to the idea with connecting with someone on a certain level again. Like, you're not going to like allow yourself to like have that thing tainted for you, or have that outcome tainted for you. Even if this situation did not work out, it seems as though you're going to be more so committing to yourself and waiting until like you have, if someone were to come along that shows promise and actually is someone that's true and genuine, you are going to extend your heart to them, or open your heart out to them here. I do get that your heart is not going to be fully available. I'm drawn to the emptiness in this guy's chest here. But ultimately, I just get that you're going to be a little bit more reserved or closed off this week. No one's going to get your energy but you. And then you're going to be recovering from some sort of heartbreak that you had with somebody or something. But that's what I get for you this week, Taurus. Hopefully that made sense. Gemini, what's coming up for you this week? You're also going to be in a period of rest, recovering from some sort of connection, or recovering from some sort of partnership in some way, shape, or form. What's coming up for you this week, Gemini? Okay. What I get, someone's avoiding giving to something, or avoiding, I'm also getting the word accountability. Someone's avoiding accountability here. Throwing rocks and hiding their hand. Trying to take control over a disconnect, or over like something that fell apart. I'm getting someone throwing, like, not taking accountability, or someone's like throwing rocks and hiding their hand. Why the Four of Swords? Why the Four of Swords? Yeah, you're recovering after you were tied to something that felt as though it was never ending. The reason I say this is because you pull the Devil reverse, clarifying the Four of Swords, and at the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. It felt as though you was constantly stuck in this cycle of toxicity, or cycle of deception when it comes down to an individual, or yeah, when it comes down to an individual or some people here. You felt tied to this. You felt like you couldn't really do anything in regards to this. And it's like, what do I get? It's like, I'm getting the energy of someone throwing rocks and hiding their hands. So it just seems as though you were scapegoated, or you were you were in the energy of where things were just constantly falling on you, and it just felt as though nothing was being resolved on the other end here, if that makes sense. So yeah, you felt stuck to whatever this is. You felt a tie to whatever this is. Like you couldn't break it, or it was something where it just felt as though you just, all your power was just gone. One more card for Gemini this week. One more card for Gemini this week. You pulled the Four of Wands reverse. Yeah, this is like you felt left out in the cold, or you felt cheated. I keep getting the energy. You felt like you were the fall guy for whatever this is. You were just casted upon in a negative way. And you were really stuck in this cycle of like push, pull, and then like you just were the fall guy. Like, oh, you were the reason this fell apart, or oh, you were the person that did this and did that. And it's like, now you're just you ready for something to end. You ready for something to get off your plate. You're tired of feeling like left up the creek without a paddle, or you're tired of feeling as though like you're just like alone. Like you're just alone in this. Like you're just meant to just deal with this shit and just like everyone else get off scot-free. Like you're just there you're just there to pick up the pieces while everyone else feels as though they're progressing forward, or everyone else feels as though they're just getting off scot-free. And that's a fucked up feeling, Gemini. I'm be honest with you. That is fucked up feeling. What a Four of Wands reverse. What a Four of Wands reverse. Yeah, I get conflict. Hold on. It keeps falling on its side. So it seems as though like there may have been a cycle where, yeah, ending. It may have been a cycle where, you know, you think things are good, you're getting on stable ground, and then something happens, conflict arises, and it's like it's like you had to sleep with one eye open. It's like you didn't really have a break, or it just felt as though like things were just constantly coming at you, and it's like you didn't know if like it was safe to like, you know, breathe, or if it was safe to like, you know, fight for it was just like, I get your nervous system kind of dysregulated in regards to whatever this is, because yeah, something ended due to lies, or something was like triggered by lies here. So Gemini, this is your story. Like, you know, I know it's harder, and it's like a weird pickle or weird conundrum. It's like when it feels as though people are moving on, or people are you're left to deal with the pieces. And it's like when you say something, it affects you. When you don't say something, it affects you. It's like it's a horrible feeling. So I guess, Gemini, this week, if you can, try to not allow yourself to be pulled into that. Try to just know that, like, and I know this is hard, but if you know your truth, stick with it. It doesn't matter what someone tells you. It doesn't matter what's being painted. If you know your truth, stick with it. Okay? Don't allow yourself to feel as though, or gaslight yourself to thinking that this is all on you when it's two people involved in both situations. Like, it's just not all on you. And whether it's like, you know, people want to see it or not, as long as you know your truth, as long as you know, like, what you were dealing with, you were the one present in that situation. No one else was. You was the one in the thick of those situations. No one else was. As long as you know your truth, and as long as you know what the fuck you were dealing with, and as long as you know you did the best you could in those situations that you had, allow yourself to just give yourself grace in these situations, okay? Because it's easy to get swept up into, like, you know, if it was a point of gaslighting, or people was like, oh, it was you, it was this, and it was this, and it was like, am I crazy, or it's sad. But the best thing I can tell you, Gemini, is as long as you know your truth, you give yourself grace, you see yourself, all you can do is just take accountability for your part. That's it. If someone refuses to take accountability for their part, or feel like, oh yeah, it's justifiable what they did, as long as you know your truth, as long as you know what you've been through, as long as you know what it is that you were dealing with, who gives a damn? Give yourself grace throughout this time, okay, Gemini, if you can. But that's what I get for you this week, Gemini. Hopefully that made sense. All right. Cancer, what's coming up for you this week? You're going to be looking forward outside of a period of lack or things not moving. It's like you're going to be trying to find refuge somewhere else, or you're trying to see, like, what is the next thing you can do to get you out of this, like, slump here, or get you out of this period of where you feel as though things are not progressing or things are not growing. What's coming up for you this week, Cancer? Yeah, you're going to be trying to see which direction to go. Now, for some of you guys, you may be still dealing with disappointments when it came down to connections. It doesn't always have to be romantic, because when I pull the Lovers, it tells me, like, it tells me relationships of different kinds here, okay? So with that being said, it seems as though you're going to try and look forward or try to like look ahead to see like what else is next outside of these connections that disappointed you or outside of things that just did not work out. Why the Three of Wands? Hold on, just keep following this side. I think you really, okay, I can take it. I think you're really going to try and look forward to your stability and your happiness. Like, what makes you happy? What brings you closer to yourself and what pushes you further away from yourself? It seems as though you're going to be like trying to decide like which is the best route for you and your well-being here. After a period of things just not working out, or after a period of feeling as though you just felt like, you know, things kept disappointing you, or things kept not meshing, or things kept just not working. Why the Two of Wands? Why the Two of Wands? Yeah, you're waiting on it. Like, I think, like, behind closed doors, you probably were dealing with disappointments. You probably were dealing with, like, situations where people really did a number on you, or, like, said certain things to you, did certain things, and you know, it was just like you were in this period of where things were just like, you were just dealing with those energies and possibly trying to like, you know, transmute those energies into something else. But after getting some sort of clarity, or after like, you know, saying, you know what, there's still some fight left in me, there's still some gas in my tank, what is going to lead me to that success that I want? What is going to lead me to that fulfillment and security that I want? And I think you're going to be searching for that, or trying to figure out for yourself, like, hey, like, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. I want to like look for my wish fulfillment, or I want to give myself a chance to like, you know, continue to believe that things will work itself out. One more card for Cancer this week. One more card for Cancers this week. And I get that like someone lied about some sort of work or something that fell through. Someone lied, like you felt, I keep getting a lot of energy where people felt slighted or people felt cheated. I get that you was dealing with an energy where people lied, or people like got, like you felt as though you weren't able to find some sort of security or work within a situation here due to lies. And someone like, you know, could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, does not necessarily have to be. But it felt as though like things were unfair, or things were unbalanced. And it's like you were dealing with the energies of being cheated, or you were dealing with the energies of like feeling as though things were just not growing, or things were just not progressing. And now it's like you're ready to like step your foot out into the world and be like, okay, well, it does not end here. This is not the only thing since sliced bread. This is not the only thing that is left for me to deal with. There's more fight left in me. There's still gas in my tank. I believe, like, I guess carrying this belief that like, yes, I'm ready to find my 10 of Pentacles. I'm ready to find my long-term stability, especially after a period of dealing with lies, or like after a period of feeling as though like people slighted. Like, I guess you felt the energy of where someone fucked you over out of a job. If this is dealing with career, I don't get emotional. If this is like your relationship, it feels as though like, I will always say this, if it was yours, it would be yours. But if it was not, it just was not meant to be. It was never yours to begin with. It was just there as a placeholder, but you was there to like, you know, how can I put this? It wasn't your final destination. That's the best way I can put it. This was not your final destination. And I think this week you're going to figure out or realize that this was not your final destination. Yes, this thing may have put a bad taste in your mouth. Yes, this thing may have like felt as though like you got fucked over, you got cheated. In some cases, you felt as though like, you know, people got off scot-free, and then you would love to deal with the pieces. But I just get that you're figuring out this week, or you're going to notice this week, that this is not your final destination. Yes, the thing happened, but this does not have to end like this. It don't have to be with this situation. It can be with something else. You're being led to something else, Cancer. Why the Ace of Swords reverse? Yeah. And I guess like, you know, someone's lies or lack of clarity is what led to an ending. someone's lack of reliability, someone's lack of investment, or someone's lack of honesty is what ended this situation or what deaded this situation. Like someone decided to continue on with the lies. And it's like you were just like, you know what? If this thing continues to just continue to be like that, then I don't have to stick around and like accept that for myself. And Cancer, I think this week, again, it's like you're going to be recognizing like, hey, I have more fight left in me. There is, my long-term stability is going to be elsewhere. It doesn't end here. This is not the only place. It does not end here. And I think you're going to be trying to figure that out, or trying to like see for yourself, like, what is it that, yeah. Because you felt as though things were just not progressing. I keep getting that energy. And it's just felt as though the more you kept committed to something, it just felt as though it just slipped through your hands. It just felt as though when you put investment towards something, it just felt as though it just was not going anywhere. But I just want to tell you, Cancer, it just seems as though you're still going to have that optimistic outlook on, like, you know, I want this, like, you're going to try and rebuild that optimistic outlook within yourself or within situations this week, and let go of anything that, like, you know, feeds you lies, or let go of anything that disappointed you or make you think or feel like, you know, or make you feel like that was it, or you're worthless or something like that. Why that's there, and then we'll move on. Yeah. I think you're going to be acknowledging that someone really lied, or someone really was not upfront about something. Someone was out for their own, or someone was selfish, or someone was like, you know, out for their own best interest. And I think you're going to be acknowledging that. And it may be disappointing. It may, like, you know, piss you off in some way, shape, or form, because it's like, you know, it was a situation where it was unfair. But I think after finding out or figuring out, like, you know, the truth, or like, you know, gaining some sort of understanding within yourself to where you can move on, I think you're going to be looking forward to opening yourself up to something that is much more compatible with you, much more in alignment to you. But I think this week is a matter of like accepting things for what they are and not what we want it to be. If you're not getting the closure there, you're going to get closure somewhere else. But just not allowing yourself to just think this is the end. This is where it ends at. Or you got some fight left in you, Cancer. And I know you do. It's just a matter of just like, you know, keep going and keep pushing along. Even when things just feel hazy, or when things don't feel like it's just making sense. But that's what I get for you this week, Cancer. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Leo, what's coming up for you this week? Leo, what's coming up for you this week? Okay. You're going to be opening up to somebody or something. You're going to be communicating how you feel about something, or letting your guard down and saying something here. Because it seems as though something was weighing heavy on you, but you didn't really feel comfortable saying it until probably now. What's coming up for you this week, Leo? Some of you guys feel as though you want to let something go in terms of like what you've been investing in or what you've been working on. Some of you guys just want to like let something go in order to regain back stability, or regain back some sort of like grip on reality in some way, shape, or form. What's coming up for you this week, Leo? One more card. I do get that you're coming back around to something to end something. I really get this in your energy where it's like you're considering letting something go, or no longer investing in something and cutting your losses here. You got the Death card at the bottom of the deck with the High Priestess, and I think you're going to be like extending some information or revealing some information. And you probably felt this in your heart for a long period of time, but you really did not know how to communicate that in some way, shape, or form. So it just seemed as though, like, I guess you was trying to find the right words to say what you wanted to say. So it's like you're going to come back around to end something, or just say, like, you no longer want to invest in something, or no longer give to something here. Why the Hermit reverse? Nine of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, I think you no longer want to commit to something. You want to regain back emotional stability within yourself, but it's like in order to regain back emotional stability, you feel as though you have to let something go. Why the Knight of Wands reverse? And it seems as though you just didn't know what to say until recent. Why the Knight of Wands reverse? You've been avoiding that. I really get that you no longer want to deal with something, and you're going to be communicating that in some way, shape, or form. Why that's there? Because you want to regain back your happiness, and you want to make You want to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, like recognize yourself in the mirror, because it seemed as though you were dealing with energies or situations where you felt as though things were just like not progressing, or things were just like up and down. Like you really didn't know which direction was going to come from, because you got the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So it just seemed as though things were up and down, left to the right, loop-de-loop, and pull, whatever. And it just seemed as though you're ready to, like, you know, regain back stability. You see how this person is standing firm in himself. You also pulled the Sun card, which is your card. It just seems as though your main intentions for this week, if you're going to extend communication or say something to somebody, you just want to regain back some sort of happiness within yourself. You just want to regain back some sort of light within yourself that felt as though it was smothered down, or felt as though like you had to like restrict it in some way. While that's there, and then we'll move on. Yeah, you're looking forward to, like, some of you guys may be lying about what it is that you're dealing with or what it is that you're committed to. Like you may on the outside, that's what I was getting at. On the outside, it may seem as though like, oh yeah, I'm down, or yeah, I'm really don't mind committing to this like engagement or something like that. And then within yourself, it's like, I really don't feel 100% confident about committing to this, or I don't feel 100% confident about, like, you know, dealing with this. So it seems as though you put out one persona outside of you in order to protect what was within you, or what you really felt. I don't know if it's to prevent hurting people's feelings, or if it was to prevent yourself from, like, you know, feeling as though you're losing some sort of control or grip on reality here. But I think ultimately you're going to try and like speak your mind or be honest about something this week, something that you've been keeping secret within yourself. But that's what I get for you this week, Leo. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. Virgo, what's coming up for you this week? Three of Wands. You're also going to be looking forward to something after something fell through, or after something did not go away you wanted to go. What's coming up for you this week, Virgo? Six of Cups reversed. Something put a bad taste in your mouth. You have to try and get yourself out of some sort of horrible memories, or some sort of like energy where you felt as though you were plagued by negative memories, basically. Why the Three of Wands? Now, for some of you, you're waiting on that extended offer. Someone to extend something to you after a period of things not progressing, or after a period of things not growing. You're waiting on that offer, or that you're just waiting on that offer to be extended to you, or whether it's an emotional. I think it's an emotional offer. You're waiting on someone to actually tell you how they feel about certain things, or like say something here, or just give you some sort of nudge about where they're at emotionally. Why the Six of Cups reverse? And this is probably after reaching a rough patch or something like that. Why the Six of Cups reverse? Damn, why your cards keep falling off, Virgo? Yeah. Some of you guys probably still had a bad taste in your mouth about a job experience or some sort of offer that you got before. Like you still had some sort of residual energies in regards to like something that did not work out, or something that happened at a workplace. That's for some of you, not all of you. One more card for Virgo this week. Things were just not coming together, and you just feel as though things were just not progressing, or things just was like at a standstill. Because if you see the traditional right-away deck of the Four of Cups, you can see someone just looking at their cups and then seeing, like, it's like you didn't really see what was like out there in front of you. It just felt as though things were just not, it just felt like things were just like a flat line. Like you got some bumps here and there, and then it just went, yeah. Let's see. Why the Three of Pentacles reverse? Yeah, you just felt things just were not changing, or things were just not working with you, and it just caused like constant disappointment. It just made it feel as though like you just were just stuck because there was no changes, and it's like you were trying to work with it, but it just was not working with you in return. And it just felt as though, like, you know, let's say if this happened, I'm so sorry because that sounds so fucked up. It's like where someone extended an offer to you. Right, and then like you accept the offer, and then all of a sudden they retracted the offer, and it's like, damn, I already did all these things, and now you're retracting the offer. It's some sort of energy where it's like you felt as though you were giving something, and then it's like you couldn't really trust it, and then if you were giving something, it just felt as though things were just not progressing with it. You felt as though you were still at a level ground here. What is there? But I think you're going to be waiting on like some sort of like resolve, because like some of you guys may still be kind of confused or in the energy where some of you guys are waiting on your ships to come in. Let me just put it that way. Because it seems as though your mind was just really dealing with disappointments after disappointments after disappointments. That's the energy. Because I got it's like you just was afraid to just get your hopes up in regards to something. Because it felt as though when you got your hopes up, it just felt as though things were still the same thing, different day. But dare I say, you're not going to allow that to stop you from still believing that things are going to work itself out. And I always want to extend this to you, Virgo. Just because things may not have worked out externally, that does not mean that you have to give up on yourself in return. So I do get that, like, yes, you may be dealing with disappointments, or yes, you may feel as though you're reaching dead ends in regards to something, or things are not shifting. But I just want to tell you, Virgo, don't give up on yourself. That's true winning if you allow yourself to just keep fighting for yourself or keep going for yourself. Okay? Whether it's things not working out, still do something for you. Like, give yourself a fighting chance. Allow yourself to, like, keep going here. Even though it seems as though it's hard to keep going, or even though it seems as though things are just still not going a certain way, I just want to tell you, Virgo, don't give up on yourself. Don't, even if situations outside of you give up on you, don't give up on yourself. Okay, Virgo? But that's what I get for you this week. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Libra, what's coming up for you this week? You're moving on from something, or you're moving away from something here peacefully. You're setting your eyes on something else, or setting your eyes on a prize here, and you're going to be moving towards it. What's coming up for you this week, Libra? You're letting burdens go. You're letting stuff off your plate. Like, you're not going to be overcrowding your plate with responsibilities or things that is going to weigh heavy on you. I think you're just trying to allow yourself to just move through things peacefully and gracefully, versus like trying to, like, you know, force things to work itself out or something like that. Because it seems as though things are going to come, like, it seems as though things are going to come together the way that they're supposed to, but it's just a matter of not allowing yourself to force it to work together, if that makes sense. Why does Six of Swords? Yeah, you're going to be, I get that you're really setting your eyes on something else. Getting over disappointments or getting over some sort of heartbreak here. I just get that you're just going to allow yourself to just move forward. You're really moving forward away from something just to, like, you know, it's no longer on your plate. It's not going to plague your... It's just like you're not putting unnecessary things on your plate anymore. Water to the Wands reverse. Death. Yeah. If it's not equal give and take, Libra, it's like, what is it for me? If it's a one-sided thing, then why am I putting myself in if I'm not getting anything in return? So it seems as though instead of like putting unnecessary responsibilities on your plate, you're just going to be like, no. Because if it's not equal give and take, then why am I holding on all the baggage? One more card for Libra this week. So I get that you're going to really be like, so, yeah, you're impatient. I just get that, like, ultimately, why the Seven of Pentacles reverse though? Yeah. It seems as though some of you guys may be like revisiting the idea of something, or revisiting some sort of like thing that you put to the side, reconsidering something, or like reevaluating something here, because you feel as though like trying to outweigh all your options before you move forward in something here. But I do get that you are going to allow yourself to release certain things that no longer serves you, or is not giving you the same thing that you give in return here. But I do get the energy of someone coming back around after things falling through. I keep getting this energy for you, like something come back around after things kept falling through, because they feel as though they have no other choice, or they feel as though like something else fell through for them and they have no choice but to come back around. Why the Knight of Wands? Yeah, if it's not guaranteed, I'm not dealing with it. That's the energy I get for you this week. If it's not guaranteed, then what's the point of me actually solidifying something that's not guaranteed? So that's what I get for you this week, Libra. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. Scorpio, what's coming up for you this week? The Hangman reverse. You're not budging. You're just gonna, like, you're really determined to let something off of your plate. Like, you want something off of you. What's coming up for you this week, Scorpio? What's coming up for you this week, Scorpio? What's coming up for you this week, Scorpio? Yeah, you're getting something off of you. It's like you're getting, like, a monkey off your back here. I really think that you're not changing your mind. Like, something was, like, you felt tied to whatever this is, and you're not interested in reopening back a book that was once closed or took you a long time to finish. Why the Hangman reverse? Yeah, you're not cooperating. Either someone's not working with you or you're not working with them. And it seems as though you're having to release it because it was just like a monkey on your back. I keep getting like something just felt as though it was never ending, or something just felt as though you couldn't really get your foot out of the shit. No matter what you did to like rinse the shit off your foot, it still wouldn't come off your foot. Ew, gross analogy, I know, but why the Devil reverse? But why do I get you're letting it all out? You may be speaking your truth or speaking, like, getting something off of your chest. Like, explaining your disappointments, or just, like, saying your grievances in some way, shape, or form. Like, you may be expressing yourself a lot differently here. You pulled the Wheel of Fortune reverse and the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Like, you may be, like, expressing yourself after a period of suppressing something that you've been going through behind closed doors. One more card for Scorpio this week. Yeah. Now, for some of you guys, you're not interested in the... Let's see, before I say that. Why the Ten of Pentacles? Why the Ten of Pentacles? Ten of Cups. Some of you guys are letting go of the idea of something becoming full circle. Like, you're letting go of the idea of something becoming a happy home, a happy family. It's like, I'm getting a record scratch in my head. It's like you wanted something to be the whole 9 yards. You wanted the emotional fulfillment. You wanted the Ten of Cups, the wealth, the like stability, long-term security, all the whole 9 yards, basically. And it seems as though this week you're really just going to allow yourself to let go of that idea of something being that way. And you're not going to continue to pursue the idea of something being a certain way, or trying to like paint this image of something being something and it's not. And I think you're going to be speaking your truth in regards to this, because it's like you're being honest with yourself, or you're going to be expressing yourself a different way here in order to, like, you know, allow yourself to just like see something for what it is and not what you want it to be. So if things are not cooperating, or if things just not working out, like, you know, for example, it's like some people, like, they portray that everything's okay, or they portray that things are like a certain way, and it's not. And I'm getting for you is that, like, you try to upkeep this image, or you try to like push through with something you try to present something a certain way, but the more you did that, the more it just became harder and harder to, like, you know, upkeep. But I just get, ultimately, you're tearing up an image. You're peeling back the curtain on something. You're no longer going to be like silent, or you're no longer going to like try and upkeep something that is just not worth upkeeping. Especially if it's not working with you in return. So overall, yeah, that's what I get for you this week, Scorpio. Hopefully that made sense. All right. Sagittarius, coming up for you this week. You're going to be more decisive and cutting things out, or you're going to be more like decisive about what gets your energy and what doesn't get your energy, what deserves your investments, whether it's your time, your energy, or your resources. It seems as though you're going to be very clear and cutthroat as to like what you're not going to allow and what you're going to accept. So let's see what's coming up for Sagittarius this week. What's coming up for Sagittarius this week? You're moving forward in something. Some of you guys may feel a little bit indecisive about what it is that you do, or what it is that you want to do, or where it is that you want to go. Because I'm seeing this, you see the Two of Swords, it represents like indecision here, But I also get how this person is kind of confused and is on a bicycle, like, okay, which direction should I go from here, or what it is that I should do, or what's the best way I can express this. Like, for example, if you're setting boundaries with somebody, it's like, okay, what's the best way to introduce these boundaries to somebody? What's the best way to express, like, how I feel about something here? Why the Queen of Swords? Why the Queen of Swords? Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. Like, what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want. And it's like you're not interested in being miserable or not interested in not being emotionally fulfilled in whatever this is, whether it's in your career or whether it's in your investments. It's like you don't want to give to something where it's not given back to you in return. I'm getting that energy for a lot of signs this week. It's like, is it investing in me? And if it's not investing in me, what boundaries should I set, or what action should I set in order for me to like make sure that I get compensated and benefited as well? Water Chariot. Yeah, like what is for your best interest? Like your money, your resources. It's like you're going to be communicating some sort of boundaries or communicating something that you're going to release. You may be considering changing some things up, but you're just still up in the air about how you're going to introduce those changes or how it is that you're going to like adapt to those changes that you plan on making here. One more card for Sagittarius this week. Yeah, you're trying to find a peaceful resolution. It's like, I think you're saying like, I'm okay with letting something go. I'm okay with no longer giving to something here. I'm okay with that. It's like you're trying to find a peaceful resolution in regards to whatever this is. And it's like, you're not here to like cause any type of like, you know, you're not trying to shake the table. I just get that you're trying to like find something where it just like fair for you and like what it is that you're doing. And you may be coming back to the idea about releasing something, or like coming back around to the idea of like allowing yourself to like, how can I put this? Allowing yourself to just like figure out what is the best move for everyone involved. If this is dealing with multiple people, or if this is dealing with like, you know, what is for your best interest here. Why the Six of Swords? Why the Six of Swords? Seven of Swords. I don't think you want to go into something blind. You don't want to blindside yourself, or you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. Not literally. Like, you don't really want to, like, you know, make stuff worse than what it is, or just, like, make something shift. Like, you don't, I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, like, you don't know what you set in boundaries is going to, like, you know, result into. Like, is it going to affect you, or is it going to, like, make stuff worse for you? And I think you're really teetering on, like, trying to figure out, okay, I want to do what is best for me. I want to make sure that I'm able to, like, give something, get something in return from this if I were to adapt these changes into whatever this is. Why the Seven of Swords? Yeah, you don't want to lose confidence, or you don't want to lose, like, your power. Because I'm getting, like, whenever I see a fire sign reverse, like, that tells me, like, someone's powering down, like, do. So I'm getting, like, you don't want to, like, allow yourself to lose confidence or lose steam in whatever this is. So ultimately, why that's there, and then we'll move on. Why that's there? Yeah. What is for your best interest? Allow yourself to, like, express how you really feel. If you're disappointed about something, be honest about it. You don't allow yourself to, like, you know, gaslight yourself or think like, oh, like, I shouldn't feel this way. Like, oh, I should not think this way. No, be real with yourself. So that way, when the decision comes, you already know what your needs are, what it is that you need out of situations moving forward in order to, like, you know, in order to, like, maintain some sort of stability within yourself and a situation in general here. But that's what I get for you this week, Sagittarius. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Capricorn, what's coming up for you this week? Ooh, some of you guys feel slighted. Or some of you guys feel as though things were unfair, or someone was, like, did stuff that was not equal. It just was not fair here. What's coming up for you this week, Capricorn? Some of you guys feel as though you've been, this is for some of you. Some of you guys feel as though you were wrongly terminated or wrongly, like, put in a weird position. Like some of you guys feel scapegoated in some way, shape, or form, because clarifying the Justice card and the Eight of Pentacles, the Justice reverse and the Eight of Pentacles reverse came out in the spread here, and at the bottom of the deck is the Tower reverse. Like someone like play with your money, or someone like, you know, affected your, hit your pockets in some way. Why the Justice reverse? Why the Justice reverse? Why the Justice reverse? Nine of Cups. Someone was looking out for themselves and not everyone else that was involved. So there was some sort of greedy energy, or some sort of energy where like someone was just out for themselves. Now with this particular Lovers card, I'm drawn to like how the heart is empty in this person's chest here. This person was like, you know, this person really did not care, or their heart wasn't really in whatever this is. All they cared about was their own best interest and not the interest of others. This could be you or someone else. And I think that's going to be made clear to you. Why the Eight of Pentacles reverse? Why the Eight of Pentacles reverse? Okay, that came out on the side, so I think I'll keep it that way. It's like, I'm getting that you don't want to lose steam, or you don't want to lose confidence in whatever this is, or whatever it is that you've been doing. But you also don't want to feel stuck in whatever this is. Like stuck in the energy of where you're like, that's what I'm getting. It's like, you don't want to allow this thing to like slow you down, or allow this thing to like, you know, make you lose confidence. But you also don't want to feel stuck in that energy of where you're just in that space of where like you feel as though you can't progress. You feel as though you're not making any progress. So it's like a double-edged sword in a sense, where it's like you want to make some progress, but you also don't want to further deepen yourself into the sand here. So it's like you're in between as to like what it is that you want to do, because you already see that someone's out for their own best interest, whether it fucks someone over or not. So now it's like, okay, what should I do moving forward? One more card for Capricorn. Hopefully I'm making sense, Capricorns. I guess someone's avoiding like showing their hand. Like someone deliberately, like, you know how someone like may say one thing and then do another? I'm getting underhanded tactics here. Like, you know, saying this, oh, well, is this down and forth, and then behind closed doors is actually something else. You know? And I'll get someone avoiding that truth, or someone's avoiding like some sort of like, how can I put this? Avoiding some sort of like investments, or like trying to protect their pockets over your pockets, or trying to like, that's what I'm saying. I got for you this month, Capricorn, like watch your pockets, like watch your money, like see where your money is going. Make sure that your money is going to where you want it to go, and not somewhere else that you didn't think it would go, if that makes sense. Why the Tower reverse? Like, yeah, I get something's gonna wrap up, but I get someone here who is out for their own best interest and not for you, or vice versa. You may not be in, like, you're just out for yourself and not for someone else. So I want you to really be careful with where your money's going, or be careful where you're investing in, Capricorn. I want to keep saying that to you for some odd reason, because I'm getting someone here who's like greedy, or someone who's selfish here. And it's like, I think if you catch it, if you get ahead of it, it won't be too deep. It won't go too far, if that makes sense. Why the Page of Cups? If you catch it early, yeah, if you catch it early, then it will be easier to manage. But if you don't catch it early, it may be something where it's like, damn, I lost all this money. I keep getting the message of a subscription is like, you have a subscription service that you subscribe to something, and you didn't know you were still subscribed to it, and it was taking a big chunk of money out of your account for a long period of time, and it's like you finally catch it, and it already took like damn near $1,000 out your account already, just based off the unaware subscription that you were a part of. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you, Capricorn, is like, you know, be careful of dealing with shady people, or be careful with dealing with people who don't really tell their intentions. And also, like, you know, and I also want to say, if this is you, like, it's like, you know, see what is best for you, like what is in it for you. Don't just go solely based off of like something surface level. Like try to dig a little bit deeper into like, you know, where you're investing in, whether it's emotionally, monetarily, spiritual, whatever it is that you're investing in, like try to get a deeper understanding about those things, okay, Capricorn? But that's what I get for you this week. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. Aquarius, what's coming up for you this week? You're going to be moving forward in something. It's like you're losing patience for something. And you're going to be taking action. What's coming up for you this week, Aquarius? But you're up in the air as to whether or not... Okay. I think you made a decision. I'm getting the energy of like sink or swim. It's either sink or swim. I don't know why I'm getting that message. It's like, do I let this drown me out or do I swim to shore to make sure that I'm safe? Why the Ace of Wands? That's why I get the energy, sink or swim. It's like either I sink or I swim. And it's like you may be communicating what you're not going to give to and what you're not going to go after and what you're going to go after. It's like you're deciding what you need to take action on and what doesn't need your input, what doesn't need your action, like what doesn't need you and what does need you. Because I'm getting, it's like you're moving out of situations where it wasn't equal give and take, or where you felt as though you had no say, or where you felt as though you couldn't really do much. It's like you was walking on eggshells here in a situation, and it was like you're tired of feeling as though you're walking on eggshells, but you're also tired of feeling as though you're not getting an equal give and take in a situation here. So why the Two of Pentacles reverse? Yeah, you're going to be cutting some things out. I think you're going to be very decisive about what deserves your investment and what doesn't deserve your investment. Like what you're going to give to and what you're not going to give to. And when I mean investment, it could be like something where it's like monetarily. It could be something emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I just see the Ace of Pentacles as an investment of some sorts. And it seems as though you're going to be very decisive about what is going to get your energy and what isn't going to get your energy. One more card for Aquarius this week. Yeah, I think you're going to be leaving some things out in the cold, or you're going to be I get the energy of ghosting. It's like you're not going to allow yourself to stay stuck this week, or just in general, whenever you come across this, you're going to move away from situations where it just lacked progress or lacked some sort of forward movement. It just felt as though things were just not progressing. So I think you're going to be moving away from those things. Or some of you guys may have felt as though you were left out in the cold, may have felt as though things were just progressing. You were just still stuck at square one. But it's just the energy of where you're making decisive energy. Like, no, I'm not going to stay stuck in this energy. Or no, I'm not going to stay stuck in this situation. Or no, I'm not going to continue to try and make things shake with whatever this is. So why the Five of Pentacles? So I think you're going to be really just leaving some things behind, or just determining what deserves your investments or what doesn't deserve. Yeah. Moving out of lack energy. I think you're really going to be trying to make decisions that is for your best interest. You're going to be trying to make sure that you don't lie to yourself. You're going to be taking control of the situation, understanding your power and understanding that you have a choice in a situation here. That's why I get it's like you're either going to sink or swim. And I think that's the energy that you're going to be in, or it's something that you're considering, trying to determine, because you're not the only one, Aquarius. A lot of people are in this limbo energy where it's like they having to let stuff go or continue to on with certain things. And I think you're just being faced with the choice to either let something go or to continue on with something. But I really get that you're going to be determining what deserves you and what doesn't deserve you. What deserves your time and energy. And if you're wasting your time, you're no longer going to give energy to it. In fact, I think you're just going to leave it behind. You're getting your shit and you're going. If it's not equal give and take, if it's not going to give you what you want, then I'm not going to stay stuck. Because it's only affecting you if it's let's say it's just a partnership. It's like, if I'm giving to you and you're not giving to me, how is that fair? So it's like, the hell with you, figure it out. That's the energy I'm getting. It's like, why would I sit up here and drain myself dry and you're still full well and shit? Fuck that. No. I'm just getting the energy of you saying no, if I'm not getting what I want out of the situation, sayonara. I'm not sticking with this shit. Fuck that. So that's the energy I get for you this week, Aquarius. Very straight to the point. All right. Last but not least, my lovely Pisces. What's coming up for you this week, Pisces? I'm getting that you're not going to be given towards something. You're not going to be pursuing something. You're not going to give to something. And if you were, it's like something ends just as quickly as it started. So it just seems as though you're no longer going to be given to a situation emotionally or invested in a situation emotionally here. Coming up for you this week, Pisces. What I'm getting is like you're putting your heart on the table. Take it or leave it. That's the energy I get. Like, take it or leave it. You either see it or you don't. Some of you guys are acknowledging something that you probably was like, you know, pushing down. Like, oh, I don't care. I don't want to feel this. I don't want to see this. It's something here that you're like now coming back to the idea of acknowledging, seeing something. Why the Page of Wands reverse? Why the Page of Wands reverse? Okay, why the Page of Wands reverse? Tower reverse. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you're no longer going to be giving something a second chance. That's what it is. It's like, take it or leave it. It's like, you either see it or you don't. You either give to it or you don't. And I think like it's like you're going to be avoiding giving to something, or avoiding working on something. It's like you're no longer going to be given to something that's not given to you in return, or someone who just does not acknowledge your efforts, or does not, because like it's like some people actually do need acknowledgement or some sort of like, you know, praise, like something where it's like acknowledgement or reassurance that things are okay. But it's like if you're not getting that reassurance, or if you're not getting that acknowledgement that you desire from a situation or somebody, then it's like take it or leave it. Why that's there? Yeah, and I get the energy of you like, I don't think you want to put yourself in compromising situations again, Pisces. I really think that you really want to, like, you know, you're no longer going to be trying to wait on someone else to make that decision for you. And I think you're acknowledging that you do have a choice here. One more card for Pisces. Yeah, I think you're going to be really cutthroat. Take it or leave it. If you don't want it, cool. If I don't want it, oh well. Like, it's just like you're going to be very decisive about what you're, if it's not equal give and take, I'm not going to be the only person I give. If it's not giving to me the same way I give to it, I'm not going to be the only person that just running myself thin or dry here. So I guess this week for you, you're not the only one. If it does not give you the same, or if it's not reciprocal, you're not going to stick with it. You're going to be very cutthroat about it. You're going to be very, like, you're going to be setting boundaries. Here, why the Queen of Swords? Two of Swords. Some of you guys may be a little bit scared to express how you feel about something, or trying to understand like what's the best way to go about like setting boundaries, whether it's with someone or something. Like you don't know how to, like, you know, some of you guys don't know how to express your boundaries, or don't know what's the best way to go about setting those boundaries, or explaining certain things about what it is that you want out of situations. Because it may be something that you may have felt kind of foreign to, like, oh my gosh, like you probably felt as though, like, for example, you probably was just going with the flow with a lot of stuff, or you probably felt as though like things were just like a certain way. But then I also get that like you felt as though you, how can I put this? It's like you tend to be mute. Like just go with the flow, like you just go with it. But now like you're giving yourself the option, or you're giving yourself the opportunity to have a choice. Whereas before you probably did not give yourself that option or that choice here. Why the Two of Swords? So you're going to be communicating or setting boundaries or doing stuff a lot differently than what you're used to. Yeah, wrapping things up. Some of you guys may be afraid to, like, you know, cut ties with people, or you don't know how that's going to, like, affect certain things. But Pisces, I also got to ask you, like, you're not, like, it's not just all about them. Like, you got to consider yourself too. And I think it's a matter of like considering yourself in a situation here. It's not all about the other person. It should be about you too. And I'm not, and if it shouldn't be all about the situation, should it be, don't forget about yourself, Pisces. Because Pisces does tend to like, get engulfed into the environment that's around them. Like, they feel everything, they see everything, or they adapt to everything. You are a mutable sign. Like, you're able to adapt towards the obstacles. I'm getting like a fish moving away from obstacles, or like swimming around obstacles. But it's like, those obstacles wasn't placed there because of you, if that makes sense. Consider yourself, Pisces. And I think you're going to be given that opportunity to consider yourself. Given the opportunity to figure out like what it is that you want out of situations, or setting boundaries against situations that you probably would have just like, just adapted to, or just like went with the flow with. I think it's like you're finding your voice, or you're finding your path, or you're finding your ways of like, actually navigating certain situations here. But that's what I get for you this week, Pisces. Hopefully that made sense. So now without further ado, let's go ahead and get a collective message for the week. What is coming up for the collective this week of July the 6th through 12th, 2026? What is the collective message I can give? Someone may be laying it all out there, how they really feel about something, whether it's you or someone else. You may receive communication, or you may be communicating how you feel about a situation. And dare I say, you don't feel too hot about this situation. Some of you guys feel as though you feel a little bit miserable in a situation, or you're not really satisfied in a situation. And some of you guys feel as though your needs are being met. And it's like you're having to take a step back in order to like replenish the needs that are not being met. Why the King of Cups reverse? Yeah, an ending. I'm getting some of you guys feel as though like you're tired of feeling as though your emotions are not being met, or your needs aren't being met in a situation here. And it's like the more you try to communicate, or the more you start to try to work with it, the more it just seems as though it's resistance towards you, or it's just not working with you in return here. So it seems as though you're losing patience, and it's like you're just gonna like fuck it. If it's not gonna make it, like, if you're not gonna make that decision, I'm gonna make that decision for you. Like what they say is like, no answer is an answer. Or if you're not going to decide, like, you already made up your mind, basically. So why the Knight of Swords? Why the Knight of Swords? Like, you're tired of feeling as though things are just not it. Yeah, you're going to be communicating how you feel as though there's a lack of emotional reciprocity. Like, some of you guys felt as though you were given to a situation, but you weren't being acknowledged, or you weren't being like, it wasn't being shown, or like it wasn't being I'm getting the energy of where it felt as though you weren't being seen. Like, oh, I like when you do this, that, and the fourth. Or I like when this is done, but then it doesn't get done. I like when this is a certain way, but it's not getting done a certain way that you like it. So it's like it's leaving you no choice but to move away from whatever this is, because it's like it's unfair to you to allow yourself to like, continue to deal with something where you're not getting your needs met. And I always equate water to your needs, your emotional stability, your emotional health. And it just seems as though like you can't be the only one that's giving, and not the one that's receiving as well. And I think you're trying to put it into that cycle where it just feels as though you're just left miserable, or you're just left with egg on your face. One more card for the collective this week. One more card for the collective this week. Figure it out. Like, some of you guys are having to like consider what it is that make you happy. What it is that is going to give you that emotional stability that you crave. What it is that's going to lead you to that your wish fulfillment here. Because some of you guys probably felt restricted from actually like voicing your needs, or voicing your opinion, or voicing what it is that you want out of situations. Probably due to backlash, or possibly due to like, feeling as though like you had to keep up with some sort of like way of being, like, oh, I got to continue to do this, or I got to continue to do that in order to like maintain something. Like, some of you guys felt as though like this was a responsibility that you had to keep up with. But it's like you're finding out that you don't have to hold on to something, or you don't have to keep up with something just because you were doing it before. Like, you have it's okay to let something go that is not working with you, collective. And I think some of you guys felt uncomfortable from actually doing those things because it's like you're used to doing it. You're used to like continuing on with it. You're used to doing certain things, but now it's like you're faced with the opportunity to be like, oh, okay, well, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep running on E. It's just like, yeah, it's just like a car. Like, it's also long you can go running on E until the car just stops. It's not fair to you, collective. So this week, or just in general, whenever you come across this, it's a matter of understanding that like you should not feel stuck to situations where it does not reciprocate with you. So overall, you're going to be faced with the opportunity to like end situations where your emotional needs are not being met. It could be romantic situations. It could be job situations. It could be friendships. It can be like situations where like you've been contributing to, but you just feel as though you're running on E. It's like understanding what your needs are and where boundaries need to be set. And I've been getting it throughout the signs for this week. Set those boundaries, collective. Figure out what it is that you want out of situations here. And voice your opinions and voice where it is where things need to change. If your emotions are not being met, if you're not getting reciprocated, if it's not like you're being acknowledged or being seen in a situation here, it's like you're given the opportunity to actually be like, hey, like, I don't want to be stuck in this. Why the 8 of Swords here? Yeah. Releasing like, you want to be free. Free to be emotionally free. Like, free to, like, want to feel good about certain things for once. And you just want to release the need to, like, feel stuck. What is it that you want, collective? I want you to consider that for this week. Or just in general, whenever you come across this. It don't always have to be this week. And I know I read for the week, but it's just a message for the week. It's not necessarily a time step attached to that, if that makes sense. So figure out what it is that you need. Set those boundaries. And allow yourself to, like, pull back in some areas if you're not getting the same in return. You are allowed to move forward. You are allowed to be free. You're allowed to be yourself. And some of you guys feel like you can't be yourself in regards to certain situations, because if you be yourself, you're not going to be accepted. But guess what? It only repels those that are just not able to handle your light. It only repels those that are just not able to, like, love you the way that you deserve to be loved here. Okay, collective? So be yourself. Allow yourself to be free in who you are. Express yourself in who you are. And allow yourself to just, like, allow yourself to just breathe in knowing that, like, you deserve to feel safe and seen and emotionally watered. So I get that you're going to be in situations that no longer serve you emotionally, whatever, or just in general, where it just does not see you. But that's what I get for you this week, collective. Hopefully that made sense. That was very quick. So now, without further ado, we're going to get a card of the week. Now, for those of you that did not resonate with the collective, or for those of you that did not resonate with your zodiac sign, this is for you. But this is for everybody. It's just a word that you take with you for the week. Something that you just keep in mind for the week. And then, yeah. What is it that the collective shall know for this week? What is it that the collective shall know for this week? Oh, 2 cards flew out. Okay. So now let's go ahead and read what those mean. May you know the perfection of imperfection. Imperfection is real and raw. It's unique and beautiful and sometimes a little bit messy. May you accept it, celebrate it, and consider its significance. Is it simply a point of difference, or is it an opportunity for transformation? It's your acceptance of it and what you do with it that matters. Imperfection is genuine and authentic, and it's always an opportunity. May you know imperfection. Let's go ahead and read. May you know possibility. May you know possibility. Open your mind and your heart to all the possibilities that are out there for your greatest good. May you use your imagination to dream of the best possible day, and the best possible year, and the best possible life. What does that look like? What small step can you take to get you just a little bit closer? Open to the possibility, and you will find it everywhere. May you know possibility. That's really beautiful. It's like, I'm getting collectively, like, allow yourself to be who you are, And if someone don't like it, fuck them. I know that's easier said than done, especially if it's like, family members or people that you are, you basically have ties to. But it just showing you where you need to make space for those that will see you and accept you for who you are and love you for who you are, and not a caricature of who you are, if that makes sense. They will adjust. I always get that they will adjust. If they're meant to be in your life, they will adjust. And just let things fall off of you that does not serve you or does not represent who you are or does not necessarily accept you for who you are. Okay, so now I feel called to read May You Know Acceptance. May you know acceptance. May you accept all that unfolds in your life, the expected and the unexpected, the positive and the negative. May you accept yourself and the circumstances you find yourself in. In choosing acceptance, you choose peace and kindness and compassion. Acceptance requires vast resources, but doesn't waste energy on resistance. Acceptance comes from self-love and creates space for opportunity and transformation. May you know acceptance. Very beautiful way to end out this reading, you guys. But in any case, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video that I post. Toodaloo!